Alright, what's up YouTube? This is Radio Station here, and on this edition of Hammer Reactions, we're gonna go ahead and react to the 5th episode of Azur Lane, the animation. I still want to continue, because you guys, I was funded. Well, I am being, well, not really funded, but just like kind of like being supported by it as anime reactions by Anime Hot Pipes. Maybe if I can. Well, Anime Hot Pipes has a second channel, like he's a mashup channel, and hopefully, like that channel sticks up. I mean, really, YouTube's kind of just. I can get the YouTube algorithms, but I don't get the YouTube copyright things. Like I'll never get it, regardless of what explanation they have. Like I will understand some certain points why they do it, but then I also don't understand why this and this isn't handled the right way. But this is not about it. But the last episode, man, I don't know what to say about it. That fight choreography was weird. Like I didn't know what to really think. I'm not. I don't want to say it's like object. It the part when they're trying to do slow motion, trying to matrix the sword. I don't know what's going on, and I'm told it was because there's only one guy doing the whole working on all those frames there, which says a lot. But still, I mean, how can you even knowing that, and me having given Arc 5 the benefit of the doubt regarding the some you know direct in staff issues that they had during the second half, where I give benefit of the doubt. This one just doesn't look good. This just doesn't. This on a very like even from an objective standpoint, that didn't look good. Well, okay, that's what it is. For me personally, it just didn't look good, straight up. And on a personal level, it was just interesting the way it turned out. But I also there's it's not just that. There was also some animation errors down there, which I didn't want to divulge into because I didn't want to be I didn't want to just nitpick every freaking 10 seconds or so. I mean, I don't. I mean, I still want it a genuine sort of thing. Like some of the stuff, like when they're walking, just feels off and all. I mean, yes, we get some, express, enterprise fan service. It sounds. What is this? Like sound? Okay, when I say enterprise fan service, it sounds like I'm a little. It sounds like I'm trying to do trying to promote promote a brand or something, you know. But anyways, well, she technically is a brand. Just to be honest, considering this is a game adaptation. So, there's the main corps are quite something though. I mean, I will give it that. Although everything is the animation was so derp all throughout, especially when the explosions, like these little derp, like yeah, it's also comedy a bit, but it's just like, really, was that well timed? All sorts of qualms I've had about it. But the if I want to describe the show, it's watch it has watch value for the waffle collections. Zero 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 sense of adequate story direction and character development. Besides maybe one. Well, okay, not zero. There's very little of that sort. We're just at this point. It's just here. We're just here for the waffle collection. That's it. And I'm not. And me having not played Azur Lane and don't plan to. I know I already mentioned that before. I'm just not really into it. Now, if there was an Age of Astari adaptation, because I played before, uh, both lucky and unlucky enough, more so the latter. I'll be more into the Ishtaria adaptation, but that's not a possibility because that game is frankly not that actually not that particularly popular, honestly. Which I found out later on, sadly, and now I regret even going on to that because it's just like, to be honest, I should have just went on fucking what I should have just done Fate Grand Order for all I care. Like I should have just done that. I would feel better about myself because at least it's more popular. Even if it's a financial fuck up, later down the road. Like it's just like, at least I know more into this when I get into the Fate Grand Order anime because it feels like it's gonna get an anime at one point. But it is what it is. Um, I don't think I have much else to say here. We'll just go ahead and dive to episode 5. I do have a lot of time. I don't have much time. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this baby started. So I was going to mention what's going to happen to the Psychopath reactions. I am going to push them and cheer for you to a later date, I think, to where I play catch up because I feel like it's a better thing to do catch up. And I don't know when. I just maybe around Thanksgiving, maybe. But then again, you guys would be out on your own, just spending time with the family. So I don't even know if you guys are going to even watch, like, even watch my reaction at this point, which is sad. But that's really the only thing I can set aside for. It's just how it is, guys. There's nothing really I could do. There's not much else I could really do about it at this point because trying to set aside time, then trying to address some other stuff, trying to watch some other stuff. Like my shit's all over the place. So sorry about that. Okay. Azur Lane. Because Azur Lane. Episode 5. I'm just gonna pull this up here. And yeah. All right. Starting episode 5. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah. When they try to there's a recollection with all the siren battleships. No. Also, why does it feel like some of the frames are just hella weird when they go? Well, because she wasn't even that far away either. I noticed that 3D models are a little easier in terms of far away details as opposed to 2D. I mean, your choice. I mean, some say 3D is easier, some say 2D is easier. I really think it depends on what type. But there is hard to see 3D, which is by orange. Looks like you're about to prepare for a throwdown. When I really listening to it over and over, the OP is not as impressive as it initially seemed. they have the goal to be having tea in the middle and while in the midst of trying to run away and hiding out. They got crackers and I think what are those? Chocolate or chocolate or beef cut? Dried beef cuts or something? Okay, it made me look like sausages. I don't even know. She's stress eating right now. Just to let you guys know. Just say what? Oh well, well. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that. The computer is just messing with me again. So, guys, so if anyone's using this for reaction mashups, just trim accordingly. Sorry about that. So what timer was that on? Around between was the 5:30 6 minute 5:30 5:40 mark. Sorry about that. I remember that. So. I don't want to go back and re-record. Sorry about that little fuck up with the computer. It tends to do that right now, even though it's supposed to be new. I'll ship Oklahoma. Just, well, well, there needs to be more Oklahoma in the. Oak. Okay. Repulsive. Norfolk. They all borrowed the Grand Azur Lane. I have no clue. I think the sirens are all just debating you to fight against each other, so they could just kill off everything. Like even knowing that one side has the same sort of power. Is this gonna be like the Is this like fucking Dragonaut the Resonance? Where they yeah, they're like dragons, but they're also like humans. There's another anime. Well, okay, no, not that one. Maybe to a lesser extent, Yuriku, the trash ass show Yurikuma Arashi thing. You know, the one where it's like Kuma Shark, and it's just weird, but it's just like ooh, dragons. Iron Blood, Iron Blood Orphans comes to mind. I still need to finish that show, by the way. I've yet to touch the second season as of right now. The only ones I really care about at this point are Enterprise and Ayanami. Like legit, the only two characters I care about. Like on all facets for the show. Well, come in, come, but like spoil yourself into the pillow that you're in. Note that I didn't really flinch much at the Yuri fan service. It's just kind of a the way it's just kind of inserted there. I didn't know how to feel about it because of the timing. I'm not saying it. I'm not. I don't want to complain about it. It's just like I'm kind of indifferent at this point. Just a normal. At least she gets a pillow. I laugh at my own dumb jokes. Sorry. What the hell? Is it like literally, she's like, oh, and her eyes just like googly. What the hell? Bro, I really want to just get look back at that, but not to mention it's foggy as shit. Is that intentional or is there? For a bunch of fighters that I would guess have to rely on their eyesight, they're surprisingly calm, not that flustered in such foggy conditions. I guess they do rely on something more than just their eyesight. Well, cats don't like water for sure. they'd be literally like the mobile suits. They're the one once they start rolling out, the battle usually shifts. Huh. Wouldn't you normally expect a splash instead of just pure dust being thrown up? Oh boy. Well. Wow. Wow. Wait. Well. Incoming! I I've given up trying to comment on certain stuff like that at this point. What? Anyone following this? Anyone following up what's going on? I'm trying to make heads and tails of it. Oh, one of the maids have gone down. Did you really have to make that meow noise and just give up your position like that? Fucking I don't even know. I feel like someone's gonna die, maybe? I mean if they want to play the cards right there. Actually, I'm still really confused about the show whether or not they want to start killing off particular characters. It hasn't established that yet. Laffy of all people stood up to fight. Huh. Ooh, okay. Uh, that's kind of expected. Like, oh, we win. It was like, nope, nope. We are the ones who will get who will claim it. Oh, hey, it's the cowboy girl. Hey, okay. Well, it was just a matter. Okay, it was just a matter of time. I was like, you're gonna show up at some point. She is hiding in the. Nice CG model there. Well, one fight hasn't been resolved just yet. Oh, I've seen this many times before. Will she or will she not? Well, we're gonna find out next week. I really do apologize, guys. First of all, for the little fuck up my computer had on the around 5:30, 5:40 mark, around the 5:30, 5:40 mark. My computer, when it does that, it does that, and I just hope it doesn't crash. Like my old when my old PC used to do that, it crashed. Now, so I do apologize for that. Now, secondly, it didn't feel like much was going on, in my opinion. I'm just, it's not like the shit, when you just agape, when you just kind of just sit back there. It doesn't get you hyped like with, Sympho Gear, Gorilla Gun, JoJo fights, Kill Kill fights. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have that. There's just a lot of standing around. There's just kind of a little bit. There's too much dialogue here and there. It's not a show, which is something I would sort of forgive if it was per se a shonen series. But even then, I wouldn't give it enough benefit of the doubt. Like it just felt like not a whole lot of stuff was going on. Frankly. And now maybe it's just now I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but at the same time it's just like I'm not sure how to feel about the show personally because Um, um, but frankly, the show is just like it is sort of all over the. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of just. I'm sorry if I'm trying to make I'm trying to make heads and toes out of this. So we in the fall. So we okay. So the conflict just for this episode just was going on in a fog. But at the same time, it doesn't really feel like a conflict. It just felt like a skirmish. It didn't feel like a full out sort of technical moves and all that. It was just like a sort of a skirmishes, here and there. Now maybe now I will give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's because the animation quality was was pretty subpar overall. It has been it's been half decent overall in my opinion with this show. And but for the last two episodes, including this one, a lot of this just stuck out in a way that I was not so sure how to feel about it about it. I'm trying to find stuff to say positively. I know about some of the faraway shots they've had. Like a lot of shows have that sort of thing. Like we make jokes about that. It just looks weird. Some handle that sort of stuff better. But there was that one shot where she was up. That maid was up close, right? And it doesn't really. And it looks like she was just loosely drawn on, and it's just like, what? It wasn't nerving to me. The choreography still. Man, the choreography just. I don't even. I don't. If I want to be god honest about it, I would sound offensive. I'll just say it wasn't really good. It wasn't really good. Sometimes I really feel like how are they really animating the water, right? Like you have to think that when you're zooming through the water at such speeds, it would kick up some current. It would kick up some ripples or waves and all that. The water's almost perfectly still. Like I know it's already been a thing since the first episode, but for here it just really stood. It just didn't really stick out. It was more sore thumb than I wanted it to that I did not than I wanted to be, or more likely that I did not want it to be. I was hoping they would improve the animation quality of it. It's basically the visual qualities in this episode that was the most perplexing for me. Everything else is just like it is what it is. But at the same time, it hasn't really improved for me per se. It does at least have some sort of watch value because I want to try to figure out at this point what's going on. At least it's not altogether boring. There's still watch value. There's still a waffle collection. There's still fan service to be had, and there's still those two characters that you want to focus in particular, Ayanami and Enterprise. And Laffy trying to reach out to Ayanami because she doesn't want to fight. We've seen this. I've seen this way too many times, and like it's gonna be, and it always has to come down to who's going to make the next. They're gonna cross the line and try to actually reach out, or who's going to act first on such a gesture. We're going to find out later on. I mean, next week, because I don't know if Ayanami switched sides in the game in terms of the game storyline. I don't remember if there was a comment on my previous video stating if she did, but she's not so sure how to feel right now. She's just kind of like. She's kind of her thing, her emotions. Well, no, not emotions. Her heart right now is like a fucking pendulum right now. It's swinging to and fro. It's not so sure what to do. She wants to make friends, but she doesn't want to hesitate to fight. But at the same time, it's just like, what do you want to fight for? Who do you want to be friends for? Because you're fighting your friends right here. It sucks when stuff like this happens. Like you befriend someone and later it turns out you're on opposite sides. It really sucks. That's the one thing that's keeping my. That's one of the few things that's keeping my attention with the show. Will enemy side with Azur in the end? What will happen to what will happen to Enterprise? Like, is there a flag? Does she literally have a flag over her or not? Now, would Belfast may end up sacrificing herself to save Enterprise from her possibly getting killed off? But I don't know. Maybe I'm overlooking things, but there's a lot of stuff that is still going on that I still want to find out what happens. Because the rest of the plot wise, it's the setup is fairly. I won't say it's simple, but it's not as engaging as I hope it'd be. I know. I mean, at this point, it is kind of like a world war, like it's Axis versus Allies, and it is sort of. And I guess the confusion is trying to emulate how modern warfare is. Although I'm gonna just tell you right now, modern warfare is so chaotic with all these new technologies. Like I've actually watched a documentary on World War II with my family, and even though it's not like they show everything. It does show a good amount of what real warfare, international warfare looks like, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. But here, it's just like it just feels like a skirmish. Now, I'm not trying to say I want to just make it real and all that. At least add some sort of some sense of higher stakes, some sense of someone could potentially die. No, like something that where I'm like a lot less standing around smiling, saying pointless dialogues here and there. I hate being this guy, man. I really do. I hate being the guy, man, because I'm hard to please but easy to entertain. But it is just how I am. I still do find enjoyment from the episode in terms of trying to make heads and toes of what's going on. But in terms of do I want to say this is a good show or not? I don't. I can't say it is. Maybe so I am, but I am gonna go all the way because I've chosen to do that because I want to see at least how something like this, regarding anime, regarding Enterprise, how this concludes in terms of an adaptation. I'm not trying to get anyone angry here. It's just like the show maybe the show's not for me, or maybe I can't say it's not for me because other shows like this I have bid on and I found alright. But for this one, it's just like maybe if there was a better sort of studio for this, I would have had a totally different opinion about this because they would have handled stuff better. They would have had a better sense of direction with it, like how to handle the character designs, the animation consistency, the dialogues here and there. I mean, I don't know what always happens behind the scenes in terms of studios. Like at least Shirobako gave maybe a sort of a hint or an imagery or some sort of depiction of what kind of happens with animation studios, but not to a completely realistic point. So maybe there's something going on in the mix. Bottom line, and if the animation studio was different, was a lot more competent, in my opinion, and I would have had a better impression of the show because it would have looked better. The characters would have had a lot more imagery, like a depiction to them, to where it's like, oh, I should actually care about them. I care about them as opposed to trying to blankly follow things from per se a source material or something along the sorts. it's hard for me to really put stuff into words, but it's kind of a clusterfuck at this point. It's I'm not lying here, but I will continue. I mean, I do see the a bit of a I do think there is a light at the end of the tunnel with with everything being said. At least did I say that twice? At least have a fit like a satisfactory conclusion to it all. Hopefully. Although with only 12 episodes, I'm not sure how they can work that out. I mean, I guess they can work that out one way or another, but we're just gonna have to see about that. So that will do it for this edition of Azur Lane Reaction. So smash like button if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're interested in getting notifications and updates, just hit the bell icon below and subscribe if you need to. Also, check out the links in the description of this video for links to my other social media platforms I use, including Discord server, my Patreon page, my Twitter profile. You can also check out their channel on YouTube dashboard. You can also check out my BitChute, my PayPal email, and all this stuff. I'll try to add some stuff later on. Like I really do need feedback on how to improve this channel, because YouTube algorithms are really messed up now. Are really just weird nowadays. I will try to be more positive about the show, but with the way this show conducts itself, I don't know. But that will do it for this edition of Anime Reaction. So until then, guys, we'll see you next time.